Hey Tristan, for 5C, you say you had trouble with the last two, so I'm not going to give you the answer. However, I'll get you started. So this is the second last one, I believe, and here is the last one. So let's start with the second last one. So with the second last one, remember these just represent coordinates, right? So I don't know why that's there, but that's fine. So the first coordinate here would be -2 and 2. So where would that point be? -2, x first, and then y, -2, 2. The second point would be -2 and 3. -2 and 3 up here. Next point would be -1 and 2. -1 and 2. Yep. And just continue in this manner until you have all the points plotted. So this would be 0 and 1. 0 and 1. Okay, so if you keep going, eventually you have a bunch of dots, and then make sure to draw your line of best fit. And the second last one is done. The last one, this is a little trickier. It's because you need to label the x-axis and the y-axis. So to make your life easier, look at the two variables that we're measuring. Will your grade depend on your study hours, or will your study hours depend on your grade? Well, typically, you would assume that the amount of hours you study, the higher your mark. So we can say that this is what we call the independent variable, and this is what we call the dependent variable, in the sense that the grade depends on the number of hours you study. So the dependent is always the y. Okay, so in this case, I will have grade on the y-axis and the study hours down here. Study hours. Okay? So with the study hours, we notice that the numbers go from 0 to 5 roughly. So I can just label this 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess I can stop at 5. And now for the grade, it's going to vary from, what's the lowest grade? It looks like it's 60, right? And what's the highest grade? 92. Now, it would not make sense to start at 0, would it? Because nobody has less than 60. So that's what this squiggly line means. It means I'm going to skip a bunch of numbers. Preferably, I'm going to skip all numbers from 0 to 60. Label this 60. And I want this to fit up to 92. So maybe I go up by 5s. So 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90. Yeah, I think that would be a good increment to go up by. So that's 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, and 95. Okay, now I just plot the points. So at this point would be 3 and 84. 3 and 84, which is about right there. 2 and 77. 2 and 77. 2 and 77, which is about in between 75 and 80 right there. And so forth. Okay? Hopefully that helps. Take care.